Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this special time together on Sunday morning, our Sunday morning service, which our building is locked up, if you don't know, and has been locked up for over a year now. And so we've been doing these podcasts from my home office. And it is great to be with all of you. I appreciate the wonderful information I'm receiving of people appreciating this opportunity, and it is my pleasure and joy to give. If you go on our website, you will see that the phone number which you're able to call, and if you need treatment or you need any kind of counseling or just need to talk, the number is there, and please utilize that opportunity. Did receive, that's very interesting, a couple of calls that were similar, and these calls were from dear people who got caught up in the concept that all of this nonsense we've been going through recently, health-wise and otherwise, was God's punishment. And they want to know if we're being punished. Well, metaphysically we understand, and this is the foundation of the entire New Thought concept, from unity to divine science to religious science. CSL, Anton, Emerson Institute, all of the New Thought representatives, the INTA Foundation, is based in the concept that God approves of you, that God approves of all of us. And why is that? Metaphysically, we understand very, very clearly that the mind which created you out of itself rejoices in your well-being. Now, if you need more well-being, maybe you need to change your mind. There is a Native American concept that says if you're on the wrong path, find out where the new one is and turn around. In other words, think a different way and you'll have a different journey. I usually conclude most of my talks and treatment with "let it be your way." And that's really what I dedicated my life to when I decided to enter the ministry of religious science. I was very fortunate to be with Dr. Robert Bitzer and Dr. Raymond Charles Barker and Dr. Frank Richelieu and many other wonderful role models. Dr. Tom Costa, who was loved by everybody. Tom and I started at the same time. We are about to celebrate here in July. We will be celebrating our 47th year here in the Tri-City area. I mentioned a while back the Fremont Tri-City area is very happy about the fact that we were just honored with the idea that we are the happiest city in the United States. Now, I think that may be very well true, because Fremont is a happy city, and that's a nice honor to be designated as the happiest city in the United States. And since I've been here almost 47 years now, I like to think I may have been a part of all of that. Lots of students over 47 years. Lots of ministers I've trained, lots of practitioners I have created my wonderful dear wife, Carol Neal, the late Carol Neal, Dr. Carol Neal, and I helped create the curriculum for practitioner training. I was head of the practitioner department of Religious Science International for 5 years. I had the honor to be vice president twice of Religious Science International. And all of that time, the basic idea that I'm talking about is that God approves of us. And that if we look metaphysically, if it's one thing, which oneness is what we are all about, it takes a while to move from thinking about oneness to thinking as oneness thinks. And when you think as oneness thinks, you have absolute faith that the universe approves of you. Why? Because it made you, created you out of the only thing it had anything to create anything out of, and that was and is itself. You see, it approves your right thinking. It approves your right ways. It approves of you as a worthy, high, clear, beautiful expression of itself. And as it approves your right thinking and your right ways of living, it finds you worthy at the level of you find you worthy. And this is why with all that getting, get the understanding of the truth of yourself. When Jesus said, it's not I that doeth the work, it's the Father within me, and the Father within me is within you also. For what I've done ye shall do in greater things. Now, you are worthy. You are worthy of happiness, of health, of joy. And if there's anything that needs to change for the better, know that change is possible. And if you don't know how to let it be your way, learn how. All of the religious science churches, CSL, Anton, they will all be teaching wonderful classes. I recommend to all of you, allow yourself to rethink yourself as we move out of this virus experience from God through God to God. So as a spiritual being, which you are, Dr. Holmes said once that if you want to stop having human problems, stop acting so human. He pointed out that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are fourth dimensional beings having a third dimensional experience. Now, if you think of change for the better you'd like to have, and ask yourself, how would I be today if it showed up right now in front of me? How would I feel? How would I act? How would I move through my day? How would I sleep tonight? How would I get up tomorrow morning? And then follow that path. Act as if it is and it shall be. So what you want to do today and every day is hold fast to the truth that God and all that means to you is ready, willing, and able to become effective living. And if you don't know what that is, learn. If you don't know how to let it be your way, learn. That's why the New Thought movement is built on classes that we teach. My ministerial training, which Dr. Carol Neal and I developed for Religious Science International, was not only the pathway to the ministry, but a great deal of the curricula we developed was how to teach New Thought, how to teach religious science, how to teach what the great, the good, the wise of the age taught, how to teach what Ernest Holmes dedicated his life to, and I have also, and so many of my colleagues. I so appreciate the Reverend Dr. Tim Stewart, who is now moving from president of Divine Science to the president of the INTA, the International New Thought Alliance. And I heard Tim in one of his talks recently talking about exactly what we're talking about right now, is that the universe approves of us. Now, if you know that's true, act as if it's true. Let it develop your imagination. You begin to realize more and more that you are mentally and emotionally dedicated to your good and to the good of others around you. All of your ministers will appreciate you sharing your good, your loved ones sharing your good, your children sharing your good. I had a talk recently with someone who was concerned about one of their children and their behavior, and were upset with it, and I reminded them that before that child was born, they talked to me about the child about to come into the world and started crying. They were so beautiful. And when they saw that child after birth and looked into their eyes and the baby looked back, something, it probably upset our parents, being from the generation of the 60s. We all had long hair, and we were out in the streets celebrating itself and celebrating everything that we are part of in new ways, and it upset the generation before us. So we let go and gave a treatment, and they put their arms around their child and expressed how much they loved them. And it was okay to make a mistake. Well, again, my friends, there's a power within you that knows what to do and how to do it if you direct it to do it. Many of us have to go through a change in thinking because we, in metaphysics, understand that we are not here to serve God, that it is everything we are serving us. That's why Jesus said, "It's done unto you as you believe." Now, know today that you live in a friendly world. And do we ever need a friendly world right now? That everybody learning to move forward in the next phase of our growth experience all over the planet, and that good and greater good is happening for our country, for our wonderful neighbors all over the world. I'm very happy the fact that this Sunday morning service is being seen by people all over the world. I think that's great. But again, let your healthy desire become your way. Know there's a power within you that approves of you and will bring your heart's desire into fulfillment as you let go and let your dreams happen as reality by, as I said recently, all your dreams are waiting for you to come true. Let your thinking inspire you to do what? To be loving and loyal. Loyal to your highest good. And appreciate anything and everything you let go and let happen. Everybody in your world will celebrate your decision to be happier, to find answers instead of problems. Unfortunately, most people use their imaginations to worry, to expect limitation, doubt, unhappiness. Well, if this is true in any way to anyone listening to this or watching this, I want you to know right now that you have the ability to sense within yourself the inner divine approval when you do what? When you affirm what is right for you, for everything you give and everything you receive. You see, you have the ability without conceit to know that you are spiritual and in truth you are perfect. So today, know that you have no fears, no regrets, that you're in the now that we are in now, and that you are spiritually and vitally alive right now. Say with me, to me, life is a beautiful experience. Let it be your way. Let life be a beautiful experience. It's good enough to be true. So it is. Let it be your way. I want to thank all of you for sharing this time with me this wonderful Sunday morning, or whenever you're watching this. I appreciate it, and affirm with me, I appreciate what I know I am, a mighty moving power of God, and as one, which you are and I am asking you right now to help support our center. We have not been able to get into our building and have classes or Sunday and Wednesday services for over a year now, and any and all support from $1 to whatever else you want to give, 1 to 1,000, you can't outgive God. Well, we appreciate your gift, and Katrina will put on the screen how you can do that and how you can get to our website and explore not only this lesson, but we have a year's worth of Sundays and Wednesdays, and go through them. If you need a pick-me-up or a class, Dr. Finn McCombs, Ernest Holmes' older brother, was my friend and teacher, and Doc always said, remember, when you're up there speaking on Sunday or Wednesday, it is your responsibility to teach, not just preach. And that's what I choose to do every time I have the opportunity to be with you, and have been doing it for almost 47 years now. So again, thank you for your support and your love. And now, my friends, let's go within and have a closing treatment. I want you to contemplate the truth of yourself right where you are, that God is everything, everywhere at once, everything we are. Let's begin by speaking our word for someone you might know that needs a change for the better. Now let's know right where they are, God is, and that change is good enough to be true in a way they will understand and accept. We accept the same idea for ourselves as we move forward this wonderful Sunday. We bless everything we are and know that every life this Sunday service touches is blessed by everything that comes from the Tri-City Church of Religious Science. Tri-City Science Mind Center, Tri-City Religious Science Center, whatever you want to call it. we're teaching metaphysics. We're basing it on the clarity of Dr. Ernest Holmes, and we know that what we are accepting and embodying and understanding is good enough to be true. And as we know this more and clearer, greater good comes forth from us and becomes our experience. Beginning now. We give thanks and know it so. And so it is, was, and shall be. In the now of forever. Thank you for spending this time with me this morning. Namaste.